nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words I glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brain, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love, but it's gotta be with someone who's precious. You're never gonna get my love, accepting that you're real precious. You're never gonna cramp my style, baby, cause I get a lot of pleasure. And if you wanna test my style, you better have a whole lot of measure, cause I'm a rock back chick, never tag along the never look back chick. Trendy, a little crazy, intelligently singing rock back chick. No sticks, no stones, or any kind of weapon don't belong here. I don't wanna break no bones, I just want a microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, 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 good morning. Want the microphone, morning. I just want the microphone, morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This world is getting so cold, I wanna keep running like a soldier. Somebody must have touched my soul, cause there ain't no stopping till it's over. I wanna get up out my chair, cause everybody's getting so lazy. Don't want nobody touch my hair, cause a lot of sisters acting too crazy. And them not tough like this, rough like this, and them not nice like this. Some can't take it when you talk true sense, rather hear the words I glorify nonsense. Yes, and I got my brain, and I'm pretty like my mama. I don't wanna pick your brains, I just want the microphone. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I wanna share my love.
AM viewers, good morning. This is the Tobago Updates morning show, and this morning we're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. You'd have just been viewing the Wilson Road area there as we capture the live traffic flow this Monday morning as most things have reopened in the country. All right, I continue to give God thanks for life. I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Maria Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning, those of you in the Caribbean, and those of you viewing us on the live. Good morning, Julian. Good morning to you. I'm really trying to keep a straight face as as we greet the viewers this morning, Julian. There was so much happening in the background, even as the show was about to start.
Ria, the energy and the love is amazing. Just as I know, Ria, you were chatting about how important some of those announcements were.
Definitely.
Coming out from the Prime Minister. What I particularly like is the connection between, I shouldn't say that I like, but rather, interesting enough, this March that we are in now at the moment is approximately 2 years since the start of the whole number of stringent measures and so on, and we are now seeing a kind of major easing up of those measures that would have been announced. And Ria, just in case persons would have missed it, it's my understanding that yesterday there was a follow-up announcement by the Minister of Health.
Yes.
Because there was much deliberation over the fact that you are reopening the full public service, people are back out in full, and of course private sector will definitely follow in a similar fashion for those who haven't followed already, to ensure that their full team was back out. And then we saw, naturally, now the minister making the announcement of the opening of daycares. Effective today, Monday the 7th of March. So that is really an excellent indication for those of you out there. So daycares, they are also open, effective from today in order to facilitate. And I trust that persons recognize, some say, I'm fed up. He say open the place and everybody fend for themselves. But I want to assume rather, one is thinking that after 2 years of going through this, citizens have to get to a point where a great level of the responsibility is vested with the individual. We have to get to that realization.
Well, interesting enough, Julian, as you mentioned that the world over has already started opening up. We are a little bit behind, a little bit behind the curve.
Oh, you say a little bit, Ria.
and this is putting it mildly, but we are a little bit behind the curve. The world all over has moved forward. One of the areas that the Prime Minister touched on with regards the, moving forward was the families will no longer be required to be masked in their vehicles, which never made any sense to me.
Yes.
We live in the same house, my husband, we sleep on the same bed. You understand, we roll around, but yet when we're in a vehicle together, we can be shy.
Like strangers.
You have to behave like strangers.
Ria, that one was just too easy, but I'll carry on. I wouldn't even go there, but
yes, let's move along smartly. Let's move along smartly.
But very true, Ria. And I think that's many persons had that challenge quite naturally. We this is how we operate. This is how we, this is how we work together. And then suddenly, by the time I enter a car, we have to operate as strangers. So I know most persons welcome that. In particular, along with a number of the other announcements. I think team sports are also back in full gear from today, and all those areas that persons were looking forward to for so long. And I just want to remind individuals, there's a greater responsibility now placed on the individual. That's how I want us to see it. There's a greater responsibility on the individual to maintain and ensure these protocols as best as we can.
All right, and very quickly, I need to let our viewers know that there is a roadblock in Castara this morning. I'm not talking about yesterday or over the weekend. I'm talking about this morning. So residents and villagers have blocked the road yet again because of the Wassa woes. I know that Chief Secretary Farley Augustine would have spoken to the issue yesterday, but this morning, no resolve to the situation. So the villagers have blocked the road. So protesters have used trees to completely block the Castara North Side road, making it impossible at this time. The TTPS, the TTFS and the TTPS have been notified and mobilized. Motorists and pedestrians are advised to utilize alternate routes until this area is cleared. So that's some information going on there.
Yeah, that's interesting, because this is probably the first taste of protest for this new administration. And it really speaks to some fundamental issues, because as much as the population is ready to be patient, persons are still at the end of the day very uncomfortable, because I saw messages even on Facebook being posted by residents of the North Side area speaking about their challenges, and the Chief Secretary, Fali Augustine, responding, on social media as well to advise what the situation is in going forward. So I'm trusting if we know the individual any at all, he's going to ensure that there's a team there if he himself doesn't happen to end up right in the mix. But we look forward to hearing what comes out of that.
That's right.
By the time we go forward, remember to stay tuned for our news later on today at 7:30. Ria, what would you have been up to over the weekend?
I have been getting some rest. We worked on Saturday, but yesterday I was able to go to church, but I got some rest yesterday afternoon, which was very important for me. I need that to start my week. There are several things that I need, but rest is definitely one of them. But yeah.
Yes, it's
quiet, most of a quiet weekend for me.
Yeah, well, we had a full kind of weekend. And I understood that you were there a little earlier yesterday at Skip to Malou.
I passed through, I passed through.
Well, Ria, believe it or not, they caught up with you. Let me see, I had the entire weekend flu, and I had a very nice connection with my brothers and sisters in the Adventist faith over the course of this weekend, because on Saturday, the family, we started at Plymouth SDA, and I really want to thank the congregation, Brother Vernon Simon, having served as an elder for over about 40 years or so, and then Pastor Richard Frederick being the responsible pastor, one of his churches there. We visited Plymouth on Saturday, and interesting enough, they're in family mode. And I want to shout out this morning the elder for Plymouth, Carlos Guy. Yes, I'm putting you on spot this morning. Carlos Guy and family, morning. Can you see he put me on spot there too? Ooh. He said, yes, Mr. Tobago updates. We want to thank you for visiting with us. But I particularly want to thank Carlos Guy, elder at Plymouth SDA, and the entire church, certainly showing that support, Ria, because it's one thing for me when they recognize Tobago updates, and it's another thing for me when members of the congregation are also relating to the fact that they view the Tobago Updates morning show on a daily basis. So I want to shout out the entire church there, everyone at Plymouth SDA. Thank you so much for having the entire family and the love and support in particular for Tobago Updates. Ria, and then I went on to Sunday evening. When I got there, they said, Mr. Tobago Updates. And then he said, but where's Ria? And then somebody said, she was here earlier, she passed by. So when you think that nobody has seen you, being able to slip in and out, and I wanted to give a particular shout out. Now there's the whole lineup, and I suspect Pastor Richard Frederick has got to give us some updates on those results. And Tobago Updates would have carried the entire Skip to Malou 2022 live here via Tobago Updates. But we want to shout out this morning Carissia Lovelace and Jaron Jordan. That was the overall female winner and overall male winner of the jump rope freestyle challenge. And particular that, they come out of the Mount St. George SDA. And I want to make sure that Kurt is probably looking on this morning. And as he and Jaron said, when we got there, they're calling we the big boys and so on because all of them have a little belly. You know what I mean? They said that they want to make it clear that at the end of the day, while they were laughing, it is the big boys that took it away. And as they said at the end, Julian let them know they want a bamba.
They want to chill with the big boys.
So congratulations out there to Mount St. George SDA, certainly leading the way yesterday. And on the ground, without a shadow of the doubt, I saw there was Assistant Secretary for Health, Sonny Craig. There was the Secretary for Health, Dr. Faith B.
Did they jump in?
Skip. It's possible.
We needed to see them jumping in. But I'll tell you, the person who did you say was the overall female winner?
The overall female winner, Carissia Lovelace.
Carissia Lovelace probably won that because I wasn't there. Let me just say. Carissia, congratulations.
Carissia had some competition, and what was interesting, you had about 3 or so of the assemblymen, from Assemblyman from Plymouth as well, Niall George.
Nice.
But the point is, Ria, if you didn't pick up with them, because there was no sitting down in any area to view this thing. I saw Dr. Faith on the hostage, doing her photos up and down in the mix with the actual events and activities, and it really sent a good signal in 2022, up and between, in and around the entire mix. So congratulations, Pastor Richard Frederick, the entire team out there. Skip to Malou 2022, excellent initiative indeed. We got some birthdays to run through.
We got a lot of birthdays
to run through.
So let's start the birthday lineup. All right, so that's right. We've got Emo Jordan celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday going out to you, Emo. Emo, I was asked to mention if you've got any fish. That's all I was said. I was asked to say.
Birthday blessings going out there
Birthday
to
blessings going out to
Jordan. Certainly experienced in the technical field. We have Khadijah, and she would have been on with us as well.
Definitely.
Earlier here on Tobago
and
Updates.
staying connected to Tobago Updates.
Yes, we want to wish you a happy birthday, Khadijah, and picture lovely as usual.
Always.
All right. We have Arindel Brewster. All right, wishing you a happy birthday there, coming out from the Tobago Updates family. Who else do we have on the lineup? Alana Ned Sutton. All right, birthday blessings going out to Alana Ned Sutton, and she's celebrating today. All right, so we're looking forward to having your continued love and support for Tobago Updates.
Richard Soverall, happy birthday going out to you this morning from the Tobago Updates family, and a special one from Vernice McDonald. Definitely. This is my Auntie Liz Margaret Richardson celebrating her birthday today. Happy birthday going out to you, Auntie Liz, from the entire Richardson clan, Trinidad, Tobago, USA. Lots of love going out to you.
For those who know her in a more formal capacity, it's Elizabeth.
Margaret
Richardson.
Happy
you know
her as Elizabeth. Okay, yeah. All right, so
we get so accustomed to cutting that name short automatically.
And this is Auntie Dora Lyons. This is Dora Lyons, one of our viewers from the get-go. She's out there in Queens, New York. Celebrated her birthday yesterday out from Speyside. I tell you, there's a Speyside girl. She does not miss the show. Auntie Dora, love going out to you from Abby Nadine, Sean, the in-laws, the grands from my family. Auntie Dora, I can't talk enough about Auntie Dora and Auntie Liz. Love going out to you. Love to you. That's right, and we've got this lovely lady. This is Diane Smart. This is the mother of the political leader of the Unity of the People, Nkosi Philip. This is his mom. Sorry, this is Nkosi's mom, Diane Smart, celebrating her birthday today. And I'll tell you this, it's been a pretty rough day and rough weekend for the family. If you can recall, just about 5 months ago, she lost a son. Yes. And it's been pretty difficult. In fact, tomorrow or the day after is going to be 5 months to the date that he passed away. And, you know, it's been really tough on the family. So love and peace going out to you guys.
Birthday greetings going out here, my very good friend,
Alyssa Ross.
Shout outs to you this morning, Alyssa Ross, and I know you are out there continuing to do your very best and excelling, certainly youth excellence. Birthday blessings to you. And another one of my very good friends, Teresa, in the mix this morning, and she's also a loyal viewer here on the Tobago Updates morning show. I know she had a grand weekend celebration for her birthday. Certainly want to wish her a happy birthday coming from me and the entire Tobago Updates family. Beautiful outfit, Rhea.
Yes,
beautiful outfit.
The dress caught my eye.
All right.
And then
sending birthday shout outs as well to Nadia out there. Of course, a teacher within our system, some we know has missed. All right. But we want to wish you a happy birthday coming from the Tobago Updates family.
All right. Well, Julian, do we have any time to get into the rundown at this point?
Probably just who we are expecting first in the lineup.
Okay.
So we start this morning with Onika Mars, founder and president of Woman of Substance, and we look forward to that discussion, folks, as we deal with International Women's Day throughout the week. And this is my opportunity just before we wrap this segment. You know, I said let me dress for the occasion, and Checkpoint insisted you have to dress for the occasion as we celebrate International, Women's Day for the entire week. Tomorrow is the day celebration, but we're doing it for the entire week. Shirt and blazer this morning, and you know the very nice. What's that, a lapel pin there?
A rosette.
Rosette color matching in with the shirt and so on, blended. Thank you so much. And then here, of course, this morning, however, my short man out among St. George there. Anybody must know Pete. That's my family in area. He said, let me make sure and give me a nice little fix up for this morning. So I want to shout out short man out there as well this morning. And Checkpoint located at Upper Main Street in Scarborough, 639-5148. Viewers, we want to thank all of you for joining us via TV, radio, and those of you joining us online. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
When you're moving from place to place, good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. I want to share my love but it's gotta be
Are
with
you
someone
looking
who's
for that
fresh.
all-in-one shopping experience? Then look no more. Visit Lamb's Best Mart for your grocery items, fruits and vegetables, drinks, home items, stationery, gift items, hampers, shopping gift cards, toiletries, small hardware items, and much more. We provide order and pickup service, even delivery to your door. We are your friendly community supermarket. Check us out today at Lamb's Best Mart, located at 22 Daniel Trace Canby, or visit us on social media at Lamb's Best Mart.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
I want to meet with you to share my personal testimony and other local testimonies. Call me now, Juliet Roberts, at 341-0715. The number again is 341-0715. God bless you.
The Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development is inviting all stakeholders to participate in virtual public consultations on the redevelopment of Scarborough this February and March. Join the lead architect and other experts in discussions on Wednesday the 23rd of February and Wednesday the 2nd and 9th of March from 5 to 7 p.m. Register for the Zoom platform via Facebook at spc.tgo or DIQUD Works. Call or WhatsApp 73-WORKS or 739-6757. Stay tuned to our Facebook pages and the media for details on live streaming. These consultations are powered in part by B Mobile. Life is on.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome back
Good
to Tobago
morning.
Updates. I am Candice Jackson and we are here in the forest to talk about World Forest Day coming up in a couple weeks' time. Well, the theme for this year is that of sustainable production from our forests, from our watersheds and so on. And what better place to talk about those things than from the world's oldest rainforest in the Western Hemisphere.
The theme for International Forest Day is the role of forests in ensuring sustainable production and consumption. To learn more about this, we explore our own rainforest. Our quest begins on the famous Gilpin Trail on a crisp, cold morning. Almost immediately upon entering, our ears were serenaded by the calls of many birds, songs not heard anywhere else on the island. Along the trail, there was much to discover, like the nests of mudmut, or king of the woods. Did you know their nests are holes in the soil?
Good morning and welcome.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back as I sip my coffee here in my Creative Science cup. Yeah, Creative Science cup, my Tobago Updates cup, courtesy Creative Science. Well, you know, we continue on this morning with the Tobago Updates morning program, and chatting with us today, we've got Onika Mars, no stranger to Tobago Updates, no stranger to Tobago and environs. She's the founder and president of Women of Substance, and this morning, as we focus on International Women's Day, we're talking gender equality. Good morning and welcome to Onika.
Good morning, Ria. Good morning, Tobago and the diaspora. How are you?
Always good to have you on the program. You know, we just want to apologize to our viewers out there. I should have started that way. We want to apologize to you for the technical difficulties that we had a little bit early on. But be assured that you will be able to see that interview with Candice going through the forest only as Candice can. All right? So you want to stay tuned to the Tobago Updates. Back to you, Onika. It's always a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Always. I want to let the viewers know that you started off this morning a little nervous, and I don't understand why. I can't understand why.
Because, Ria, I mean, I have been doing this over the past 5 years, but for some reason, it seems to always have butterflies flying around in my stomach until I settle in.
I'll tell you. All right, well, Onika, this morning we focused on International Women's Day, and you are one of those voices over the last few years. You have stood with women. You have been very vocal about equality and women understanding their rights and, you know, women, empowering women. All right, just remind our viewers of where you came from in a very short, maybe 30 seconds, where you came from to make you who you are today.
Okay, so I came from an abusive relationship, and Women of Substance was birthed from that experience. I would have turned, or God would have allowed me to turn my pain into purpose, because what I recognize is that purpose is birthed out of pain. So because I had that painful experience, I decided that I would not wallow in pain, but help women who would have gone through what I would have gone through, or those who are still going through. So hence the reason I am in this space, empowering women.
And do you think it's difficult for women, looking back at where you came from, is it difficult for women to start where you started and reach where you've reached? In terms of the process, how easy, how difficult is it? Because people see the glory, but pay very little attention to the story that got you to where you are today.
Definitely, Ria, it has been, wow, it has been a difficult journey, and the process was never easy, and it continues to be difficult because we celebrate 5 years of the birth of Women of Substance on the 24th of March. And it has been 5 difficult years. Yes, there were times when we've celebrated, I have celebrated, but there were times when I cried. There were times when I said, you know what? I forgetting this Woman of Substance thing. I forgetting this non-profit organization business because I've never been involved in non-profit in that arena. So I came in to it not knowing what to expect. But because I was called by God to do this, it is a reminder that, you know what, I need to stay focused. I need to press forward, because there are women who often say to me, Onika, I look to you for strength. So even though at times I am discouraged, I need to remember that, you know what, somebody is depending on you. So then I continue pressing.
You keep moving on. All right, now as we talk about International Women's Day, the theme this year is Gender Equality Today for a Sustainable Tomorrow. Let's talk about women and, you know, I guess the fight for gender equality.
Right. You know, the question is asked very often, are we anywhere closer to equality, right? And for me, I will say no, because 70% of the world's poor are women, right? And we still have women who do not have access to basic sustainable resources such as education, food, healthcare services, right? We have women who are
what we would consider basic.
What we would consider basic. We still, and even in our Tobago space, we have women who do not have access to these things, right? So we are on our way, and people like myself have to keep pressing, right? And we will get there. I am confident that we will, but we're not close to it, but we can't give up.
Yeah. And I like what you said there. Now, when we talk gender equality, is it, and we have to be very careful, is it women wanting the rights of men? What are we talking about? Because very often the term seems to be confused with women wanting to rank with men. I don't know, and not that there's anything wrong with it, understand what I'm saying, but you hear people on the ground talking, oh, you want a man's salary, can you do a man's job? And we've seen women do more than a man's share. All right, so, but in terms of what we're talking about, what do we talk about? What do we mean when we talk about gender equality?
Well, gender equality is about basic human rights, equal rights. It is not that we want to be like a man or take over a man's responsibility, because as a Christian I understand the role of a man, the man being the head, and we as women need to understand and appreciate that the man is the head, because this is what the Bible says, right? So we respect that. What we want the men to understand is that it is us as human beings, rights for human beings, and not us wanting to outshine our men or take over kind of thing.
And what is Women of Substance doing for International Women's Day this year?
Okay, so we are not doing anything on the day, but as we all know, March is Women's History Month. So even as we look forward to celebrating our 5th anniversary, we are focusing on launching my newest baby, my organization's newest baby, and I'm excited because the birthing process, you know, I spoke about the process being difficult before, right? The birthing process, you know, when you're coming closer to delivery, as a woman, you would know the pains that you experience, and, you know, sometimes you feel overwhelmed. So we are going to be launching Shangri-La by Women of Substance. And I do not want to say too much about it, but that is our main focus for International Women's Day and Women's History Month. What I would safely say is Shangri-La is paradise, right? It is a space where women can come in, and just as you sit here and have your cup of coffee, women can come into that space and sit and read a book. They can come and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. They can also receive psychosocial support. And you know, that support that women need, because there are times that victims and survivors of domestic violence and abuse call, and they just need to get away. Getting away doesn't mean getting out of Tobago or running away from their situation. But what they want to do is enjoy a little peace. Enjoy a little freedom from the challenge that they are facing. And what we want to do is give the women hope and let them know that, you know what, even if you are in an abusive relationship, it doesn't mean that it is the end of the world. It means that, you know what, there is hope. And I say to women, I am nothing like what I've been through. So I want to help women. I want to hold the hands of these women and walk them through. I am mindful also that persons often believe that you know, Women of Substance, we are here and, you know, we encouraging people to leave relationships. No, it is not about that.
Yeah, put that out there. Let's
you
put
know,
that out there.
no, we're not, because we are about restoration. We are about family. Ria, you know me and know how I value family. I value relationships, right? So we deal with restoration. And if something cannot work, now we do not tell people, because it's not in our place to tell women to leave their relationships. What we would do is offer help, offer support, right? And empower these women so that they can make the right decisions. Because persons need to understand that abuse is not normal, abuse is unacceptable. So we want to bring them to that understanding who they are as an individual. And when they understand that, then they are in a better place to make informed decisions.
Monica, how can persons contact you as it relates to Women of Substance?
Persons can call 496-1937, and it is 496-1937. Persons can also send a message to us via our Facebook page, Women of Substance Tobago, or our email, womenofsubstancetobago@yahoo.com.
All right, well, thank you so much for chatting with us. Always an inspiration to women and girls. Yeah?
Thank
and
you very much, Ria. Thank you.
Well, viewers, we go straight over. Just before we go over to Candace, no, wait, we've got some information for you. The water has returned to Castara. Okay, so Castara villagers, your water connection has been restored. So we're hoping here that the roads can be unblocked and there can be free flowing of vehicles. All right, so over to Candace at this time, and let's see what Candace is up to in the forest.
Good morning and welcome back to Tobago Updates. I am Candace Jackson and we are here in the forest to talk about World Forest Day coming up in a couple weeks' time. Well, the theme for this year is that of sustainable production from our forests, from our watersheds and so on. And what better place to talk about those things than from the world's oldest rainforest in the Western Hemisphere.
The theme for International Forest Day is the role of forests in ensuring sustainable production and consumption. To learn more about this, we explore our own rainforest. Our quest begins on the famous Gilpin Trail on a crisp, cold morning. Almost immediately upon entering, our ears were serenaded by the calls of many birds, songs not heard anywhere else on the island. Along the trail, there was much to discover, like the nests of mudmut, or king of the woods. Did you know their nests are holes in the soil? Well, I learned that fact along the trail. We were also introduced to a genius little spider called a trapdoor spider because it creates its own trapdoor mechanism at the entrance to its home. The sound of more birds, some familiar and others not, alerted us to a special hummingbird found only in Tobago and Venezuela. Naturally, birds and spiders are not the only creatures found in the rainforest. It is also home to little critters like this healthy-looking squirrel. Not long afterwards, the trail revealed to us one of the treasures of the main ridge rainforest, the Golden Waterfall.
So to tell us a little bit more about World Forest Day, we are here with the Secretary of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development, Secretary Natisha Charles Manton. Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Tobago.
All right, and of course we are here in Gilpin Trail at one of the famous Golden Waterfalls. But before we talk a little bit more about that, let me know about why we are on this tour, why we are going through the forest, and why is World Forest Day so important?
World Forest Day is important because without forests, we wouldn't be alive. We wouldn't be able to sustain our livelihoods in Tobago, right? So if you think about when you drink a glass of water, or you're writing a book, or you take medicine, even when you go to a farmer and you buy produce, everything starts and ends with the forest. The forest, because of the oxygen, because the rainforest attract rains, Tobago really survived on this tiny forest that exists on the island. So that's why it's important that we protect our forests. And what I want to do, I want to encourage my fellow Tobagonians to continue to think about financial and economic empowerment. How can we further use our natural resources to become sustainable in what we do, right? So if you would have heard Mr. Henry earlier in the tour, he mentioned the use of bamboo, right? Across Tobago, bamboo has invaded a lot of the natural forests that we have. So how can we promote the bamboo industry? So I want to encourage all of us to start thinking out of the box, do the research, come up with ways in which we can utilize our natural resources to empower ourselves economically.
And of course, that kind of thinking comes out of the theme for World Forest Day, which is about sustainable development. So tell me a little bit about more and like some of the ideas that the division is thinking about how persons can help develop themselves sustainably from the forest.
Okay, so the forest is linked to the sea as well, right? So you can engage in tour guiding, you can engage in planting more trees, and if you look at the science of it, trees not only attract water, but it encourages water to infiltrate into the aquifers, right? So water is necessary for all aspects of our lives, right, in terms of consumption. So we must practice wise use of our natural resources. And even if you look at the coast, all those livelihoods assigned to the coast, attached to the coastline, where the fishermen would depend on, you know, the mangroves, for example, because mangroves are forests as well. And those mangrove forests, it's an ecosystem for shrimp and other fishes, right? So the forest is really linked to our livelihoods. So we have to continue wise use right? And of course, we have to instill in our young generation that we must take care of what we have now for the future generation.
And then part of instilling that into our youth is to have tours like this and to get people to learn about why our forest is.
Yes, when you sit at home and you look at the forest, it's a totally different experience from when you actually walk through the forest. When you enter into here, you can tell that the climate, the microclimate, it was totally different. You feel cool, the oxygen, it was fresh, clean air, and you see the different interactions, whether it's symbiotic or parasitic. So you understand the whole dynamics, all those relationships involved in the ecosystem. So I will encourage people to continue to come out in Tobago, have a feel of what Tobago has to offer in terms of its natural resources.
All right, folks. So, I mean, this tour is going to be going on for a couple more weekends. So you can come on, just get in touch with the division and come on down and experience the forest for yourself. Because we know that persons in Tobago don't necessarily know about the forest. We know that we have the world's oldest rainforest in the Western Hemisphere. But how many of us have actually been in here? I mean, and then if you look behind me, I mean, how often do you see things like this, phenomena like this? I mean, of course, we have the Golden Waterfall, and the color is caused by the iron that is found in the water. It's just one of the many treasures that we have here in this, our beautiful island of Tobago. At the end of the trail, which means we are at the end of the segment. So that's it for me, Candice Jackson. It is back to you in studio.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Let's go!
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:43 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough. And yes, just in case some of you are wondering, no, Secretary Natisha Charles-Panton wasn't just there for an interview. She was actually actively involved in the entire hike and so on. Let me continue to send shout-outs there to also my area representative, Secretary Natisha Charles-Panton, leading by example, working and moving the team forward there. Viewers, in this segment, we are chatting with Cheryl Alfred, Managing Director, and I pause because I usually give way to Ria for this pronunciation, but it's Mamai Lakai. And you say it low enough so in case you made a mistake, nobody will notice. Did I get it right?
Yes, you did.
Excellent, excellent. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Julian, and good morning to Tobago at large.
So in keeping with our focus here, tomorrow we celebrate International Women's Day, but we felt the need throughout the course of the week to really speak to some of our outstanding women doing good things out there. And I want us to start this morning by tell us a little bit about this home services. What is Mamai Lakai about?
Okay, Mamai Lakai started out when It started out from a bad situation when I left my husband and having to raise my 4 children on my own. Didn't have a job, didn't have anything to depend on, so I decided to figure out where my strengths were, my weaknesses were. And I realized my weaknesses and my strength was cleaning. So I decided to approach some people in the community, and they allowed me to clean their homes, and things took off from there.
Took off from there.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit specific at that to the experience in terms of getting into business, venturing in from that end, and based on your story, it seems to not just be by choice,
No,
but by necessity for family's sake.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that experience in particular.
It was challenging because of the individual that I am. I'm not a really outspoken person, so having to go out there, put myself out there to approach people, to ask them to offer my services, it was kind of challenging, but some people they heard what I never said to them, and they allowed me into their homes, and from then recommended me to other persons. And
so you do, in terms of business, give us a sense. Is it just private homes, small families? You do homes with large families, business places? Give us a sense of the services that are offered.
We began with just private homes, but since then we've been doing property management as well. We do a few commercials as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Where are you located, just for the benefit of our viewers, and contact information, because you know they're already looking on and wanting to know where they can make contact with or find.
Okay, I'm located at Spring Garden Trace. My contact number is 333-4430.
All right, so we're going a little bit more into the area and focus. In this week, we're celebrating our women out there. Tell us how the experience has been, particularly for you as a woman entering into the business sector, probably meeting up with some counterparts that may not always feel that there's a place necessarily. I know there are other women that would definitely speak very strongly with regards to that. How has that experience been for you, whether it's in the context of, you know, employment and engagement of others, whether it's in treating with the financial sector, finding support and so on?
Empowered. Very empowering.
Very
empowering.
Tell us a little bit more about that. How, Pat, like your dealings, especially in the HR role. I know some speak to the challenge of, you know, the way in which people would regard the man as the boss versus the woman. How has that been for you?
It hasn't been much of a challenge there, because being the head of the home is like I'm already managing my home, so managing people coming on board, working alongside of me, not for me, but alongside of me, was kind of really, it was a smooth transaction.
Have you been able to maintain what some would describe as affordable packages in these times, noting that cleaning has now transitioned to including levels of sanitizing and so on, given the pandemic? Tell us about that.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Due to the pandemic, most of my clients, some of them working part-time, some of them weren't working at all, but they still needed my services. So I had to create packages to suit them.
But you were still able to maintain
Yes.
a reasonable costings.
Yes.
Want to give us an
Yes.
idea of like the range and so for persons looking on? Let's say I want to get my home clean. How do you define it? By virtue of the rooms or the occupants?
No, we do a consultation. There's a consultation fee of $300.
Good.
Non-refundable. Right? You say what you want done, but when we go through your property or your home, we tell you exactly what is needed, and then we work from there. You tell us, well, this is the budget I'm working with, and we work with our clients.
To be able to work
Yes.
around. Well, that's very interesting and good to know. This time around, for International Women's Day, we're speaking to gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. What does that theme mean to you? You know, as a woman in business, as within the context of your family, making a difference in the society. Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow.
Gender equality. For me, it doesn't mean replacing the male, because we know the male is the head of the home. Doesn't mean, but for me, it means working side by side with the male to accomplish whatever goals we set out for.
So it's about making that connection.
Yes.
How do you treat with women that let's say that have that belief, and I like the fact that you said that it's about a showdown, it's about a competition, it's about putting men in their place, let them know that we're here. How do you respond to that, especially for if I'm to put it in context, especially for younger women that probably have a challenge in some way, form or fashion of what one might see in terms of bringing that distinction between independent versus working with your counterpart, whether male or female?
I would tell females, this is not a time for competition. It's a time and place to achieve.
Yes.
To achieve a particular goal, not to compete.
Excellent. And what's your inspiration for, others out there, encouraging them in a similar, getting into an industry, getting into some form of business and so. And I want to say to you, commendations at that in particular, because you are responsible for home cleaning service. And I always make the point, sometimes we have that traditional stereotype view when you watch the TV and the woman and her hair might be all out and, she's struggling and so to maintain the home, but very well presented in terms of representing your business and your brand. Any words of encouragement that you want to put out there to others looking into the industry?
Particularly to women, I would tell them, do their soul searching, find out where their strength lies, what they like doing, what their passions are, and go for it. Let nothing and nobody get in their way.
Wow. Viewers, I met her for the first time this morning, and a very easygoing kind of personality and energy. Very comfortable to interact with. Thank you so much. And just before we wrap this morning's interview, just remind our viewers, how do they make contact with you should they want to acquire your services?
We can be contacted at 1-868-333-4430. Or you can contact us at Instagram, Mamai Lakai Home Services, or Facebook, Mamai Lakai Home Services.
All right. And if you've ever been to our studios, she's also responsible for here as well, Mamai Lakai. You see, I'm going on the low tone just to make sure. Viewers, we want to thank Cheryl Alfred so much for joining us on set this morning, Managing Director of Mamai Lakai Home Services. Make sure you connect with her. Connect with her as we continue to support our entrepreneurs and our business persons here within the Tobago space. Viewers, at this point, we head over to our next segment, This Day in Tobago History, with Devon Adana. Happy International Women's Day, Devon. Starting early.
Thank you so much, and happy International Women's Day to all of our viewers. This day in Tobago history. Did you know that on March 7, 1628, the Dutch were 4 days into a 2-month-long trip to settle the island of Tobago? According to Tobago Melancholy Isle, written by Douglas Archibald, 394 years ago today, 61 persons under the command of Jacob Merce were sailing on the 160-ton Dutch ship De Fortune, destined for Tobago. The ship was under the sea command of Captain Galen Van Staple and had left Holland on March 3, 1628. A year prior, in 1627, Joachim Giz returned to Holland and reported so favorably on Tobago to Jan de Moor. Jan de Moor was a wealthy and prominent merchant adventurer who had funded many of the Dutch's attempts to settle Brazil and the coast of Guyana. He was the equivalent of a mayor, and Jan de Moor Road in Canby is named for him. Maz and his party arrived in Tobago at the end of April and elected to settle on the northern side of the western end of the island, calling it New Walcheren, an area which is now in the vicinity of modern-day Plymouth. 1 year later, in March 1629, the settlement was further strengthened by the arrival of 56 more Dutch settlers. They came by way of the 80-ton boat, the Zoutch Jager, under the command of Jan van Staple. However, in that same month, on March 10th, Don Luis de Monsalves, the Spanish governor in Trinidad, having learned of the Dutch settlement in Tobago, sought arms and men from the Spanish Council of the Indies to attack and destroy the new Dutch settlement. Realizing that an order to counter the Dutch efforts in Tobago was not coming, he incited the Caribs, now known as the Taino people of St. Vincent and Grenada, to join with their brethren in Tobago to incessantly harass the Dutch settlers at New Walcheren. This move proved successful, as by early 1630, the dispirited Dutch abandoned Tobago to seek refuge and a new life at the Dutch settlement of Kaikovaral in Guyana. You've been watching This Day in Tobago History. My name is Devona Dana. Lots more after the break, so be sure to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Good morning, good morning. Put a smile on your...
I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards.
Welcome to Tobago Update Sports. I'm your boy Marcus Daniel. Thank you.
Trinidad and looms
as remains when
the public is
nobody lives here. Oil and gas exploration continues to affect the livelihood.
Spearsides Marine
in Tobago fishermen.
When will the Roxborough Hospital be fully functional?
Of the 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. window at the
treasures like the Golden
Waterfall to rise in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, viewers. It's 7:56 a.m. and we welcome you back to the final segment here this morning. This is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you live here from the Port Mall in Scarborough. And I want to take this opportunity to send out International Women's Day greetings to all. I'm starting early. Early, Ria. Early indeed, folks, because tomorrow I'm happy, overjoyed to give way. We will see two women leading us on set, Rhea Richardson George and Aaliyah Holder, bringing together those ladies. Let's hope they don't fight. Not at all. We know that they'll have a great time on set.
I wonder if we did have a fight, who would win?
Not
I'll leave it there.
Not that we will test that out tomorrow.
She's ready to answer. If she didn't jump to answer, she wouldn't be.
You know, Andrea, I'm particularly looking forward as we celebrate here for the entire week, really showcasing our women. Because for me, the very first kind of example in terms of, a woman really standing up there with responsibility and so on, for me, obviously, is my mother. Cheryl Ann O'Connor, may her soul rest in peace.
Yes.
But certainly setting that example continuously for me, even growing up as a son within the household. And then, you have that wider connection, very much closely connected with me now, before mom's passing and even after. My grandmother, Ursula Skeet, out there in Buku. Want to shout out Granny this morning, and all the others who are really that foundation in my life.
Definitely. Well, I will reserve my listings for tomorrow morning and for the rest of the week. I think every day, and there's so many women that can be recognized. We spoke with Cheryl Alfred today and Unika Mars, and they are just two of the women who I know. They don't look like what they've been through.
Certainly.
They are examples, and I'm really proud of them. And I want to take the opportunity to say that to them this morning and to other women and mothers like Cassie. These are mothers who put their lives on the line for their children. Who have put their lives on the line for their children. They have done everything legal under the sun to maintain, to take care of, to ensure that their children have the best.
Yes, I could see Rhea being one of those mothers and women that say, no, make not to break the law from a child.
Yeah, definitely.
And I really want to commend you as well, Rhea, most certainly, wishing you that continued celebration and recognition, because as a woman, all our women here, at Tobago Updates, Jennifer Ali, she's usually very much in the background. You know, we see Rhea Richardson George really again sending out my Women's Day greetings. Jennifer Ali usually in the background. We want to shout out this morning as well. Again, another woman of substance. Cassie, woman of substance here, and a young lady, Aliyah, coming up in the mix. We'll see all of them on the lineup tomorrow. Who knows? Cassie and Jennifer may even make a guest appearance tomorrow on set as we celebrate International Women's Day.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Julian, for that. And certainly we can look forward to great things on the Tobago Updates Morning Show tomorrow and for the entire week. Well, viewers, we will leave it there. It's 8 o'clock and we say goodbye to you.
How could I forget as well? Youth host Janae as well. In the mix, our outstanding young woman here. We're doing it different at the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are over to you.
So Tobago, have a great day and stay safe. We will see you tomorrow, God willing. So remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning, good morning, good morning.